Today I want to share with you what the ultimate list is for my Daypack loadout. Well folks, crazy weather here in the Rocky Mountains. We're on a day hike and it was nice this morning, starting to snow on us, so we're gonna pack it in. But before we do that, I wanna share with you today what my favorite and ultimate gear is when I'm on a day hike. What is the ultimate pack that I have? What is my ultimate knife selection, tool selection, supplies with water purification and bladders? What is really the ultimate loadout and gear supplies that I carry with me when I'm doing a day hike? So we're gonna break it all down for you today, show you what I regularly carry when I'm out on the trail. So with that, let's get to it. All right, so I'm gonna hit the pack super fast with you, and throughout the video, I'll show you certain aspects to it of why it just connects with me. And this Mystery Ranch Scree 32, last year we reviewed it. This is the updated version. I am absolutely in love, and it is my ultimate day pack of all the packs I've ever tested, reviewed, used. It just connects with me on so many different levels, not only ergonomically, but also just in materials and layout and in size. It's not too big and it's not too small. So they've updated a few features to the bag, and throughout this entire video, guys, as we're going through it, you're gonna see all kinds of gear. We'll have links in the description below for you over to Amazon and Blade HQ, to Mystery Ranch as well, and Backcountry. That's where you can find the Mystery Ranch stuff, is at backcountry.com or at Mystery Ranch, and I'll have those links as well. And that will help me not only continue to make content like this, but you don't have to try and remember all the stuff we go through. It'll be all in those links below. But 32 liters is the size on this pack. And what I love about it is that not only are we going to be getting a full hip belt that's going to carry the loads really well, it's completely removable. You have a great yoke system. But for me, being a guy at 6'2", and having a 21-inch torso size for packs, a lot of day packs don't really fit me right. This one, they have multiple sizes. This is the large to extra large. I believe it'll go all the way up to 24 inches of torso size, definitely 22, which is more than what I need. And the telescoping feature, it makes it amazing. So it's a perfect fit for me and is one of the most comfortable packs, and I would argue the most comfortable pack I've ever used in this size range. So it's an amazing ergonomic pack that can carry a lot of stuff and you don't even feel it. So you can go 15 miles in a day and you don't even know that you've got 20 pounds on your back, which is freaking amazing. So really love that. That's one of the major selling points for me, is that it fits me as a larger torso, and then they have sizes that go down. You know, for smaller people, you can get different, you know, size ranges, and they do have female cut as well. So they got a lot going on in that regard. So with that, we're going to go ahead and jump into a couple items that I just love and that are ultimate for me. Are these Mountain Smith Tellurite 7075 trekking poles. Trekking poles are extremely valuable to me because of the ability in the Rocky Mountains. You can go up really high and then come down, and some of the trails are very aggressive, and these can really save your knees. And so these I've used quite a bit, really love them a lot. Cork handles, great comfortable handle grip, and then the adjustment pivots are very easy to use. They have like kind of a ball joint pivot down here, and it makes it very easy to adjust depending on the grade of the trail that you're on. So those trekking poles are my go-to. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think these are like $50 ballpark. Again, all those links below, but fantastic. And you got to have trekking poles if you're going to be doing a lot of day hiking. So next up is the water. And what I'll usually do, and what I love about this pack, is it has the very deep water bottle pockets on the side that can easily handle 48-ounce Nalgene, and that's what I'll usually do if I'm doing a long day hike, is I'll do one 48-ounce Nalgene with a human gear lid. Really like those a lot. They work really well. 48s, you got to be careful that you can, because of the weight, over time tear out this loop here. These are better suited for 32 ounces, but I just haven't torn this one out yet, basically. So that I'll always have one of those in case my bladder leaks or something like that. Then on the other side, for water purification, so I'm not having to carry just tons and tons of water, because I need a lot. And in the Rockies, you have you get dehydrated really quick because you're at high altitude, the sun, all of that. So I'll use a Sawyer water bottle. So that it has a water purifier inside. I think you can do 100,000 gallons over the course of its life. But this thing you just scoop up in any stream, lake, whatever you're walking by, and drink on the go. And I really like this a lot. About $35, but definitely a valuable way. And I'll just start the trail filling it up with the water from the sink, but then once it's dry, I'll just go fill it up again from whatever water source we may be near. Then as we go along here, and we'll hit it a little bit later, but I do carry a bladder, and that's a source bladder that we'll get to in a little bit. But I always like to have some sort of shoulder strap knife. For me, ultimate right now, one of the ultimate, I have so many knives. I mean, it's like trying to ask me what my favorite kid is of my children. I am rocking lately the Tops Mohawk. I love this knife. It's a great kind of crossover between a field knife and like a bush knife. So it has not only hand-to-hand combat, you know, if a bear or a mountain lion got on me and jumped me, you know, at least I would have some sort of a fighting chance. And it is a great bush knife as well to be able to do a lot of basic survival tasks if needed, if I got lost out there for a day or I just wanted to work on some, you know, bushcraft skills. It's a great knife for that. Large enough to do a lot of survival tasks, but small enough to carry on my shoulder strap for really quick access and then take it off, put on my belt when I'm at my location hanging out for a few hours before we head back down the hill. So a few other things on just the update aspect to the Scree to show you here real fast is that, as I said earlier, I believe the old version did have a removable belt strap, but this one does as well. And they've just kind of changed some of the mounting points right here. The pockets are pretty small. These won't fit my phone, and I have an iPhone 8 Plus. It's just for small little bits, but you can see that the waist belt will do 30 to 40 inches on the sides of the waist belt for that. But, you know, like a snack or two is really what that's good for. Then they just kind of updated the ladder system a little bit. I love ladder systems. I prefer it over track systems. So I really like that a lot. So you can dial in where you need it, and then you never have to worry about it moving around again. All of the clips are really nice. It does not have a whistle. You know, some packs will. That's not a downer for me. I don't really care, but it just doesn't, just for data point more than anything else. You got really good, nice load lifters up here to really bring it close to your back. And then you got that really nice, good, strong reinforced grab handle, ambidextrous water port right here. And then I like this, Mystery Ranch tends to do this with these, is that they give you not only YKK zippers that are been water resistant type of zippers, but they'll do a double pocket. So this first one is kind of your larger main dump. And this, I have my smart wool gloves. You guys have seen a video on this in the past. Love these. I carry these year round just in case, you know, you get up to a mountain peak or something and it was 75 down by the car, but when you get up there it's 55 and really windy. That just kind of helps with it, or you have to deal with a fire or something like that, you know, when you're cooking, whatever you might be doing. And then I like this Bushnell Bear Grylls combo. I've had it for several years. This is a monocular. I believe it's 10 by 32, if I remember correctly. Made by Bushnell. Bear Grylls slapped his name on there. Really clear, really good, waterproof. That was the main reason why I picked it up, is it had a lot of really good reviews of it not fogging up and having really good clarity. So the spotting scope, you know, really nice with that regard. And it also comes with a little mirror and a little SOS on the back and Morse code, as well as a little chamois in there to clean off the optics. So I like to have that. You know, you see animals, or you might need to locate where the heck was the car at, where do we park, you know, whatever it might be, or where somebody wandered off and you're trying to spot something. So I'll usually have that. I think that's about 30 bucks if I remember, and those smart wool gloves are not cheap, at about $80 normal price. And then above that, there is that secondary, very small pocket. You could put like sunglasses or a couple snacks in there. That's what that other pocket will have. Then as we move down here, another update that they've done, you know, this is a standard Jayz Chain. You got the shock cord for your trekking poles and all that. That's all great. But the old version had these two cross straps, which was kind of cumbersome for the center splitting zipper. To open the entire pack. This new version now has them off to the side as compression straps to kind of compress it to the side. And then if you want to, they do fit across, and you can open them up. You can fully extend, and it'll actually wrap all the way across. and you can do the same. So you'll have a bunch of straps going across the back, so you could strap larger items. Particularly, I'm thinking, as an example, are like snowshoes. You could do snowshoes on your back here and then bust them down when you need them in the deeper snow. And that's just a cool extra little feature that I like. It kind of makes it stand out and give you a little bit of different options when you are trying to compress the bag and different lashing points on the back side. So as you open up the main compartment, go through a bunch of stuff here today. So I love these KELTY cash, I believe is what they call it, boxes. This is the smallest one. There's a medium and a large that I use for my camera gear. They're fantastic, semi-waterproof and rigid. So I'll usually use that for my GoPros or other cameras, just depending on what size I'm using that day. So when it's not snowing out, because it's really funny that about a couple days ago, it was about 70, and that's when we were planning on doing this, and I was planning on making this video, and then storm rolls in, and it's now 32, 33, and it's snowing on us. Normally, I would be rocking this cool hat. I love Cool brand. You can pick these up over at Backcountry. You usually can't find them on Amazon, but this particular model of cap that I'm annotating in, I think it's called the Renegade. Fantastic. Been using them for years. You see them in a lot of videos. That's my summertime hat. Really wicks away the sweat, but is durable and not quite as like sloppy as full-on nylon, because it is like a cotton nylon blend, if I remember correctly. And I have several different color combinations. Really like this guy a lot. So that's my hat. Here in the Rockies, you got to always have some sort of beanie. So I just like the 100% acrylic Carhartts. They're thick, they're durable. And again, if you get up on that mountain peak and a storm comes in or weather changes, you know, whatever, it's good to have that option to go between a cap, like a baseball cap, that cool one, and then this Carhartt one. So that's what I use, as well as, since we're in this shot, I always carry with me year round, regardless if it's wintertime or summertime, my Outdoor Research Ferocity hoodie. You guys have seen this if you've been watching the videos for probably 4 years now. In almost every video, if it's below 60 degrees, I have it on, because it's a phenomenal water resistant as well as windbreaker that breathes extremely well. So I can be sweating going up a hill and I can still keep it on and not having to constantly swap out layers and take my pack on, take it off, and just deal with that. I can wear it in a lot of different environments and different temperatures, and it will block mist or rain for about 10 to 15 minutes, which is oftentimes what we have in the Rockies. We don't have a downpour for 2-3 hours, as well as then blocking that wind. So it really is a fantastic jacket that in July I'll be carrying in this bag, you know, when I'm doing a day hike and it's 75 out, or middle of December when it's, you know, 30 degrees and we're doing a day hike. So either way, then with this right here, this is just a fleece, nothing special. I think it's just some, you know, no-name brand, but I always like to have one of those. I always carry a Baco Laplander, just because of the need, if possible, in an emergency situation. You might need to build a fire, you might need to you know, make a shelter, something like that, and so you're not having to take some big machete or hatchet with you on a day hike. This is rather inexpensive, around $20, and really lightweight at, I believe, 6 or 7 ounces, so that it fits easily in your pack, and that you're able to do a lot of wood processing if you had to. Obviously, you probably wouldn't be planning on a day hike, but it has that ability to do so. That's an ultimate kind of folder for me, folding saw. And that'll bring us to a new update that Mystery Ranch has done, is that they've now added these large internal pockets that you could easily fit a 32-ounce Nalgene, and they put that on either side here so you can stash little items, so it's not just a dump bag like the old model was. And so on the other side here, I always like to carry an SOL emergency bivvy with me. Again, if I had to spend the night, not planning on it, but this would give me enough to survive for the evening and spend an overnight in almost any condition, and, you know, get me through the night if I had to. And it's really lightweight and compact. These guys will go for about $15, so I always carry one of those with me. Now, something that I'm actually not super stoked on, this is actually the only part of the pack I'm not super stoked on, is that we have our water bladder pouch here, but the old version had a nice little paracord hook that you could hook your bladder onto. I'm not seeing that anywhere on this design. They've basically completely removed it. So the downside is that as you're drinking water, your bag may start to sag and kind of, it's just not super conducive. It's one of the only few packs that I've seen that doesn't have some sort of hook just to kind of attach your bladder to. Now this Source hydration system has a lip handle right here that I can kind of catch over the pocket for the hydration, so it kind of holds it in place. But that's kind of I think they should have kept that. I don't know why they didn't do that, but this Source system is fantastic. I have Camelbacks, I have Platypus, I have Hydro Pack, different bladders, and this is my favorite bladder. Going to be about $35, has lots of features, disconnectable insulated hose, 2 different ways that you can fill it up, either with this handle portion right here, and this will twist off, or you can completely pull this off and it becomes like a plastic bag, like a Ziploc bag basically, for either emptying or loading with very simple process. So it's a really great water bladder at a really good price, and I love it. So that's been my go-to now for about a year. So I want to give a quick shout out to Ruvum, my buddy running the camera, giving us all this beautiful B-roll footage. And you know, we took a break during our time up there to make ourselves a set of Kuju drip coffee pocket pour overs. These are single-use, self-contained pour overs that come with the coffee inside a little pouch. You tear the top, you extend the little arms, and then you boil your water and pour it over, and you have basically a one-use pour over. So I was also using our Cedar Summit X pot. This is something I'm also testing, so you're kind of getting a micro review inside this video. So we had a great time getting that all going, pouring and setting up the coffee, and then enjoying a nice, delicious cup of coffee out there in the wilderness. And just wanted to share with you our thoughts on this concept, and take into consideration that you can buy these in packs of 5 for about $8, or you can get packs that are much larger that will run you about, on average, between $1.25 and $1.50 for each individual pouch. So, made our little cup of coffee, tasting it. What would you say is like the blend? It says dark on the bag, but would you say it's like really dark?
I don't feel like it's too dark. I feel like it's more like a medium dark.
Yeah. And I mean, granted, we like it super dark. Both of us really like it super dark, Ruvum and I. And so the real question is, would you, Ruvum, buy a 5-pack for $8 to use out on the trail, or for convenience sake at the office or whatever? Would you personally do it?
Totally. Yeah. I mean, we made this. It was super simple. Usually when you think about being somewhere out in a secluded area like this, you would think that it takes a while. You have all this gear. It was so simple. Like, I would turn around, I'm already looking at it. We got a nice fresh cup of coffee. And with a view like this, it's sweet. Right. It was super simple. Like, before you know it, you got some warm coffee. And so 100%, I would.
Nice. Yeah, and I mean, the way I view it is like, it's basically like a gas station cup of coffee cost. Like, that's how much it's going to cost you. But you're able to take it with you anywhere and have it with you with little to no mess and clean up, and just the convenience of it. If you don't want to do the like whole pour over and hand crank and all that, this is a great alternative, I think, to those type of situations.
Yeah.
Sweet. So as we get to the bottom of the bag here, and what I like about this bag is we can disconnect that last strap, bring it all the way down so we can get all the way to the bottom. And that's why I like this pack at 32 liters. I can get all of my supplies, some of my camera gear, and I can trek all day with it, and it's going to fit inside this bag. So I have my VanQuest, one of their organizers. I have a whole separate video on all the contents, because it would be another 30-minute video if I went through all the contents for you, but I'll just kind of give you a crash course here. I got everything from bug spray to hand sanitizer to sunscreen to a backup battery pack to charge my phone, headlamp, handheld flashlight, what else? Fire steel, compass, thermometer, lighter, water purification, emergency fishing kit, sharpener, multi-tool. Everything is in this pack, and I carry that with me. This thing alone weighs about 3.5 pounds just because of everything it has in there. Butt wipes, has a rain poncho in here. I mean, literally everything is in this pouch to help me, you know, stick it out for a day if I had to got injured and somebody had to go get help, or had to wait for somebody to find me, I could go a little while with it. So guys, I've decided to do an update video on this pouch. It will be going live the following day after the current video that you're watching on the Ultimate Survival Gear, where I'll break down this entire pouch, go through some of the old gear that has stayed true, and a few new add-ons that I have added this year. So check it out. The video will be live tomorrow on that. Now let's go ahead and get back to it. And then I do have a full-size medical kit. This is an ITS simple medical kit. I got all sorts of different ones, but I have a full loadout. I mean, everything from what's it called, a tourniquet, cat tourniquet, to an Israeli bandage, all sorts of different painkillers, and antihistamines, and all kinds of stuff is in there. It's not just a boo-boo kit. I think a lot of people overlook that, and they just get a couple band-aids and like some triple antibiotic cream, and that's their medical kit. I would definitely invest in a good quality medical kit, so that if injury happens out there, you could at least sustain and keep somebody alive until emergency crews were able to get there and help with the situation. So 2 other things I just want to share that's usually on my body. I always carry a pocket knife of some kind as a backup in case you lose your fixed blade, something happens, and I gotta have something that's ergonomic, stout, and usually a simple locking mechanism. Like a lock back design is kind of my favorite when it comes to outdoor folders. So right now I just happen to be carrying a Cold Steel Bush Ranger. This is the higher end version with the S35 VN and the G10. Extremely ergonomic, great edge retention, great blade shape. I mean, I could make a whole, feather sticks with it, notching, triggers, traps. I can do all of that. We've tested out that you could even do some light splitting, for a little bit of kindling to get it going. 90-degree spine on the back so I can throw sparks. Oh, yeah. And very comfortable and ergonomic, and very, very solid with that triad locking system there. So always having a good outdoor folder is really important to me. So this is one of my go-tos. I have several, just like the fixed blade. It's like, ask me what's my favorite kid. So that's that. And then the fanny pack. This is Helicon Tex Bandicoot, and it has that front panel right there that I have a spare mag in. Right there. And even if you're not carrying a firearm, I do usually in my concealed carry, but if you're not doing that, you could easily put your wallet, snacks, different things like that. And then I'll usually do a highlighted cord here. And then I got my shield today, but I can easily carry all kinds of different, I can carry my Glock 19. You probably couldn't carry a 1911, but your mid-size pistols would easily fit in there with no problem. You got your little organizer pocket right there, and then there's a secondary pocket back here. So I mean, it's a good little setup, and I think this thing is really inexpensive, around like $35 for this whole setup. And they have like 10 different color combinations, so this is a fantastic option. And because you can put stuff, if you're not carrying a firearm, in here, like your keys, your wallet, snacks, a headlamp, a pocket knife, a small fixed blade, and it's all right there in front of you. Well, there you have it, folks. I hope this video has been fun, entertaining, pointing you in the right direction, and just showing you the gear that I take with me, that I trust when I'm out there on the trail. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, all the social media. Follow along in that way so you can see what's up and coming. I invite you to subscribe if you're not a current subscriber to the GT family, throwing up videos every single week. Finally, always remember, stay equipped, stay prepared, and we'll see you out there.